Hi, my name is Monte with Solo YGO. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we are doing a giveaway, so all you got to do to qualify is answer the question in the comments below. Today's question is, to follow along with the deck and the playmat itself, what is your favorite hand trap? And I'm of course going to have to go with Ghost Bell as my favorite. Stopping all the graveyard effects because, yeah, fuck you. Anyway, alright, so getting into the deck profile, we're looking at ignister Mathmech today. Starting us off rip are the 3 Pikaris. Secret rares, of course. All from Ignition Assault, which is, fun fact, when I built the deck initially. So once everything else came out and became meta, I got kind of worried because, hey, my new deck is going to start getting hit by the ban list. But so far we are chilling. But Picari, normal or special summon, being able to add a AI spell or trap from your deck to your hand, and also being able to make one of your other Ignisters and or Mathmechs level 4 in order to go into any rank 4 plays that you would want to do. Next up, 3 Achichi ad Ignisters, being able to add one level 4 or lower ad Ignister monster from deck to hand. And then also, if you were in the battle step and somebody attacks one of your smaller Ignisters, you can banish it, and it will banish this card and destroy the monster that you control. So it will completely circumvent the whole battle. So it's pretty convenient if somebody puts up something big that you don't want to hit you. So you can get rid of that. Next up, some of the one-of ad Ignisters. We are looking at Doyon ad Ignister, being able to target an Ignister in your graveyard and add it to your hand. And if you link it off, it can add an AI spell trap from your graveyard back to your hand. We have Varuru ad Ignister. When it is special summoned, you can send an ad Ignister from your deck to your graveyard. And then also, what you can do is if you do end up synchro summoning with this card, you can special summon the other material used for the synchro summon back to the field.
What are they supposed to be?
I know there's lore behind this, and if anybody can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, that I believe that the Ignisters are actually supposed to be corrupted Salamangreats.
Interesting.
Yeah, the lore is actually kind of interesting on these cards. But with that, we also have Hayari ad Ignister. In this deck specifically, it's only used for its first effect, to being able to special summon it from your hand if you control another ad Ignister monster. And conveniently, 80% of this deck is ad Ignister monsters, so
makes sense.
Won't be hard to do. And for the last 2 of the one-ofs for Ignisters, you are looking at Gachari ad Ignister, who can be special summoned if you negate one of your effect monsters on the field to special summon it from your hand. And then also, if it's sent from field to graveyard, you can target a monster you control, and you can make it to where it's unaffected by your opponent's card effects until the end of your opponent's turn. So it's not too bad. And then of course, Donmari ad Ignister, used only when you have your Link 6 on the field. So it's a pretty solid setup for Ignister wise monsters. We continue on.
Look, everyone, don't you?
Yes, except for Doyon. Doyon is the Earth.
Okay.
So, and they also have their own side effects. Hayari he is an Earth. He's the only Earth besides Doyon. But like Hayari, you can use it to get the AI ritual spell to play the ritual monster. Doyon can get you the AI fusion, which AI fusion is actually kind of good because you can, as long as you control an ad Ignister and you use it for your Ignister, you can also use your opponent's extra field monster zone. Okay. So
kind of like a Mega Fleet Dragon.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. But this build specifically doesn't run those. So
cool.
Next up, because of the ban list, we have Mathmech Circular at 1. Thanks, ban list. Kind of hurt us a little bit there. Then we got the 1 Mathmech Diameter, the 1 Mathmech Sigma, and then to top it off for Mathmechs, we have the 1 Addition and the 1 Subtraction, being able to special summon from hand, making any of your Cyberse monsters gain 1,000 attack. Not too bad, especially if you already have your Link 6 on the field. Hint.
Busted.
Busted. Hand trap wise, of course, this is flexible for any situation. Side deck, just side in hand trap monsters. But for me, I'm running the 2 Nibirus, being able to, tribute away your opponent's monsters, especially if you're going second. Can't beat that. The only problem is they are not a Cyberse. So you have to find a way to figure out how to get that Nibiru off the field.
There isn't a Cyrus hand trap, is there?
Not that I'm aware of. And
It'd be searchable.
yes, it'd be searchable, and you could play it and use it for any of your link summons. And then of course, 2 Ash Blossoms. Gotta stop the draws and the special summons from deck.
I noticed you chose the Feet Ash Blossom and a Culture.
I did, and of course, the golden one. And then of course, gotta keep the original from Duelist, a Dual Devastator. But monster-wise, that is the end of that. And we're gonna go on into the spells. Spells, the classic. 2 ignister AI lands. A field spell being able to special summon each of your ignisters as long as they are different attributes each time you do it. Which, fun fact, you can normal summon something like, I don't know, Picard or a Chi-Chi, add it back to your hand with Doyon, and then special summon it later for further use. We got the 2 AI Michus, revealing a 2300 attack monster from your extra deck, and then you can add the same attribute from deck to hand, ignister wise. So reveal Light Dragon, add the Picari, reveal the Dark Templar, and you can add Doyon to hand, etc. For Reborns, for inherent in the deck, you are looking at Fighting Spirit and Idle Reborn. Both of them both of them will special summon from the graveyard to the field. Mathmech, you're looking at the 1 equation, being able to target one in the graveyard and special summon it, and it gains 1,000 attack at the end of the turn. Not too bad. Searchers, you got 3 Silent Minings. Send 1 card. It's really good if you have the Don Mari in hand. You can send it to the graveyard, and then search any of your level 4 lowers. And if you have all your starters for ignisters, you can add your Mathmechs on top of it. Next up, Link into the Vrains. Not many people run this one. I run 2, being able to basically summon your Link monsters without any fear of them being negated or anything like that. It is. It's a nice little spice in there that a lot of people don't expect to see come in. For further use of stopping your opponent, especially going second, we have Dark Ruler No More. Don't want those monster effects coming in to stop you. Granted, it only stops on the field, but at the same time, it's got to do something. And of course, Called By and Feather Duster. Gotta stop the Ash Blossom if you can. Feather Duster for the decks like Labyrinth. Try to get rid of the back row before you start doing anything.
You're a big fan of Feather Duster.
I am a big fan of Feather Duster. It's convenient and it works.
It's free.
It is. And unlike Lightning Storm, it can be used on the 3rd turn or whatever you want to do with it. So, into the spells, we're going into the very few traps. You're looking at the 2 Dimensional Barriers. Stopping, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, Pendulum, depending on whatever you're facing.
We don't rarity shame around here.
We don't.
Common with secret rare.
Of course. And to continue with the common and secret rare trait, we are looking at the 2 Solemn Strikes. That's not common. I lied. Ultra rares. I'm sorry. I messed that up. That's my bad. But Solemn Strike, stopping special summons, monster effects, also really good, especially if someone's trying to mess with you. Especially later on in the game. So, at the end of the main deck, we are now going to go into the extra deck. We got the 1 and only Lingaribo, being able to act like a Link Karibo. However, it only stops trap cards. So, hey, Labyrinth, stopping your trap cards, and then...
You mentioned Labyrinth a lot. You must have somebody close and near to you. Oh, it's you yourself.
Oh, yeah, I do play Labyrinth. I forgot about that. But it also can recur itself.
Tell people now your deck.
Exactly. Because I do like this deck as well. But Lingaribo, it does have a recursion effect like Link Karibo. However, you have to tribute an extra deck at Ignister monster. So it's kind of a steep price to pay to stop something, but I mean,
for sure,
it can be used. Next up, we got the 3 Dark Infant at Ignisters, being able to 1, if you get ashed on your Picari trying to get your field spell, hey, Dark Infant will do it again. Splash Mage. That's a different card.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were trying to replace. Never mind. Carry on.
No, you're good. Infant, field spell. If you get ashed on your Picari trying to add the field spell, he'll do it for you. And then also he can if he's tag teamed with Dark Templar, move himself 1 position over and change his attribute to Divine. He'll be the lowest powered Divine you can make. because he's a Link 1 500 attack. The next up, we got the 1 Splash Mage, being able to add special summon from the graveyard, another ignister to kind of help you Link climb. But then also to back that up so you don't have to just rely on Splash Mage, we have Cyber's Wicked, who is also an important aspect of this because you special summon any of your ignisters with the field spell to a zone she points to, banish the Cybers, add Baruru.
It's a good card.
So it definitely helps you combo off a little bit more. Then we have the Link 3 Transcode Talker. Summon it, and then you can special summon with your IA land, and then get the Cyber's Wicked or Splash Mage from the graveyard to continue also for your Link climbing as well. Then we have the 1 Dark Templar at Ignister, as previously mentioned with Dark Infant. When you summon Dark Infant to its zone it points to, it will activate its effect to special summon 3 ad ignisters from your graveyard, which will then trigger the Dark Infant to move itself and become divine.
Interesting.
So for more like little tech cards you want to throw in there, we have the Decode Talker Heat Soul, pay 1,000 life points, draw a card. Sometimes you need that one card. And also it helps you get a cheat sheet because it is 2300 attack, so it can be used off of AI Michu.
It's a good card.
It is a very good card. And then we got the Update Jammer, being able to make a Link monster attack twice, and with that you already know what's coming next. We have the Access Code Talker. Being able to have all these routes to go with Link monsters especially is what makes, I think, Ignister so strong.
Cyber's pile deck.
It is everything is Cybers. Nothing in this extra deck is not Cybers. So if somebody were to somehow get rid of a lot of your Cyber stuff, or say you can't play Cybers, this whole deck is dead.
There can be only one.
Yep, there can only be one. Definitely hurts this deck so bad. But however, Rivalry of Warlords, not too bad in this deck.
Feather Duster for the TCB.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But if you play, you can also play Rivalry of Warlords with no issues in this deck.
Absolutely.
Everything's Cybers. So, and then your higher level links, we got the Mechanite Abramax.
Would goes in her, yeah?
Goes in one. It could potentially.
Looks like you're actually going to be a few different attributes. Not
yeah, but trying to get the rest of them on the field at the same time to get into something bigger, it could potentially mess with you depending on what you have available to you to play from hand.
Okay.
Then of course the boss monster of the deck, the Arrival of Cybers at Ignister. Unaffected by everything and easily made into 6,000 attack, and there's not many decks that can deal with that. Then Kaiju is one of the few things to get rid of it other than beating it over. But you only end on Cyber's Arrival. You can't Lava Golem one monster.
Kaiju.
So, and then especially with Rivalry of Warlords, can't Kaiju. Because I can only control one monster. So
You can't target it.
Nope, can't target it. It's unaffected by everything. Can't even Super Poly it, or Dark Ruler it, or Imperm.
It's just unaffected.
Yes.
It can be targeted.
It can be targeted, but it's unaffected.
By everything.
Yes.
So what are the outs? Let the audience know.
Kaiju and beat it over. Or if you're playing Cyber Dragons, you can Contact Fuse. Because it's an inherent effect. It doesn't actually do anything
to hurt it. You
summon
it for your opponent. Summon it away, tribute it away somehow.
Yes, and if you're playing Rivalry of Warlords, it cannot be Kaiju'd because there is no Cyber's Kaiju monster.
So let's say, for example, I'm playing evenly matched. You can't even choose this card to be one of the ones that's sent?
Well, evenly matched, because I'm only going to end on one monster, evenly matched can't stop it because your control's evenly matched.
In theory, you have this and 5 cards on the field. You can't even choose this one. This one has to stay, right?
I could choose it because you're affecting the player and not the actual field.
Oh, right, the player, yeah.
But again, if I have other monsters on the field, you evenly match me, I'm keeping the 6,000 attack beat stick.
Well, then they might try and get some Taco Bell influence going on or something. I don't know.
Under the table, I'll give you $20 to get rid of it, you know? But then, to follow it up, the last 2 monsters, we got the Winged Pegasus at Ignister. It's a synchro monster for your Baruru plays, and you can destroy spells and traps up to the number of Ignisters you control. It's the only real Ignister that actually saw kind of meta play, or any kind of play in general outside of Ignisters. Just because its other effect is while it's on the field in the graveyard, you can banish it and target a card your opponent controls and shuffle into the deck. So, stuff that would just send from extra deck to graveyard, like, the Dear Servant, it can just pitch. It can just act like a Nightmare Unicorn and send it back into the deck. And then the 1 probably Mathmech, Alan Bershin. It came down to which one would I rather have, Alan Bershin or the other one, and I went with Alan Bershin. So, yep, that's the whole deck profile. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you answer the question of the day in the comments below. And we thank you for staying for the deck profile.